Hello and welcome back. My name is Brandon Watson. Today in this video we're going to be taking a look at 5 stocks I believe are going to be bouncing off their supports and into their highs. Some of these have been building up a nice consolidation, while others have been trending regardless of the market downturn we had last week. So let's go ahead and get started with AQUA. AQUA Water provides water and wastewater treatment systems and solutions to industrial, commercial, and municipal water treatment markets. For the entirety of the last 52 weeks, AQUA has been inside of the upper portion of its channel that it created. Recently, price has broken down from the upper half and is now bouncing and making higher lows than when it last touched the bottom of the channel earlier in the month on March 5th. The interesting part of this formation is the volume. What appears to be a downtrend from all-time highs at 31.63 might not be all that bad when looking at the volume and a few other indicators. Going first into the volume, if we draw a line at around the average point of the volume bars, we can see that we have several large spikes throughout last year. Most notably is the fact that every time price dropped down to an important level such as the 200 EMA or a prior resistance, new support, that volume increased dramatically and thus helped keep the price from trending even further down. The largest spike here on February 9th might have happened during a downtrend, though a more detailed look into the 30-minute for that day reveals immediately at the open there was a large drop of 1.1 million in volume all the way down to support. The rest of the day, however, was a nice solid trend as volume held each 30-minute candle with at least 300K in volume all the way up to the close where price trended back up, and another 1.65 million shares were traded on the way back up to a resistance near $27. This could potentially mean that someone is building up a position at these lower levels that they believe to be important. Although the price has dropped over the last month, this can potentially be good as they beat their earnings on February 2nd last month. Last indicator I want to point out is that the RSI is making a bullish divergence on the daily chart, making higher lows than the previous bounce before it, which is another good sign that this can potentially trend back up to all-time highs. If so, I would like to see if AQUA can retest the highs at 31.63 and then break through the average FinViz price target at 29.64 and hit the highest price target that was released last week on the 23rd for $34, which would represent a 30% increase from where it is today. Moving on to AVTR, which is a basic materials company that offers materials and consumables to biopharma, healthcare, education, governments, advanced technologies, and applied material industries in the US, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. I won't go as detailed into this one, as you can see here that price is consolidating between the $28 to $30 levels. RSI again has a bullish divergence happening, and the MACD is currently pushing towards the zero line. If we can get the MACD to cross over and turn bullish, then we might have a chance at getting the price to push up from the current price to its highest current price target at 33.52, which would be a 17% increase from where it's at currently. Drilling into the 30-minute time frame, we can see that price is starting to push out of a small round of consolidation this past Friday near their close. While RSI isn't overbought yet for the 30-minute, we might be able to see price push over the current resistance at 28.62 and push for the 29.5 level, which would help us back on the daily chart to clear the levels we need to in order to trend back up and higher than the all-time high at 31.05. Next up, we have MTDR, which is an energy company that specializes in the exploration, development, production, and acquisition of oil and natural gas resources in the US. They were currently given a buy rating with a $30 price target by MKM Partners on March 24th of last week, which would represent a nearly 22% increase from where it's at today. Again, we have this channel that price has formed for the last few months, trending from $6 up 323% to 27.43, where the price overextended itself out of the channel before retracing back inwards. Matador Resources beat their earnings last month on the 23rd of February, and the thing I like about this is the buildup of consolidation near the top of the channel on the 30-minute. As long as the price can hold and thus break over the 24.35 resistance, then we might be able to see the price actually hold itself this time as it trends out of the channel on the daily time frame and up to the predicted price target of $30. Even the RSI on the 30-minute is building this wedge that's starting to look like it wants to bust out and upwards, although like anything in the stock market, nothing is for certain, so keep in mind that nothing has to immediately start trending up if it even does at all. Especially since the MACD on the daily time frame is currently sloping down, which isn't what we want from it. But since MACD is a lagging indicator, I won't place too much weight on it right now. Just keep in mind when looking to potentially enter into MTDR that some of those lagging indicators still need to turn up. Moving on to COOP, Mr. Cooper Group is the financial industry which specializes in providing services, origination, and transaction-based services to single-family residences in the US. This is going to be one of those plays where the trend is your friend until it isn't. You can see that Coop has been a solid performer all year and hasn't cared in the slightest what the overall market is doing. Riding the upward channel it's created all year along with a 9 and 25 EMA have shown that Coop has plans of its own. The RSI looks nice as it attempts to bounce from its own channel, although again the MACD isn't pointing in the direction we want it to, which is okay because indicators are useless anyways. What I mostly care about is the price action. And if we check out the support and resistance levels Coop has created, you can see that the price has been almost super predictable if you played from support to resistance or just held on forever, which at this point doesn't look to be that bad of an idea, but that's just my own invalid opinion, so don't listen to me on that. Aside from that, according to this article on Yahoo Finance, it states that Voss Capital likes Mr. Cooper Group and believes it still has at least a 35% increase from its current price point due to the fact that Mr. Cooper's business models basically hedge each other out. According to an investor letter by Voss Capital, when rates rise, Coop's mortgage servicing departments does well. When rates fall, the departments in refinance and mortgage does better. And if there is mortgage market weakness or foreclosures surge, then Coop's Zone business does well through its online retail marketplace, which is known for its auctions. Now, I am not a finance expert, but if you know what any of that means, then that could spell good news for Coop. And if the trend continues to play the way it has all year, then I can bet that Mr. Cooper Group will have no problem reaching that extra 35% increase. And last but not least, we have AMTX, which is more of a speculative play than a trend play. Why? Well, because I extremely dislike BNGO type of run-ups where the price shoots up in a certain amount in less than a month. Saying that though, AMTX has had 3 price target increases this month with 2 buy ratings and 1 outperform rating. The lowest target sitting at $25 and the 2 highest were on March 19th and the 22nd for $35 each, which would be a 47% increase from its current price point. AMTX is energy, oil, and gas related, which has been doing well recently and has also created a channel over the past month, increasing 300% from the mid-6s to its all-time high at 27.44. Assuming this channel can hold, unlike BNGO's channel, then it might be rather reasonable to say that the price may continue to trend higher. About the only reason why I like this is due to the consolidation AMTX is having on the 30-minute as it tries to hold the upper bottom half of the channel. If this consolidation holds, then it might be possible to see AMTX retest and push over the $24 level as it starts to take on the 25, 26, and 28 levels. Be careful with this though, because as it starts to go the way of BNGO, then the channel is going to start to break apart. Use caution, scale in smart, and don't overdo it. You never know which way the market's going to go, so be careful out there. Take care and have a great weekend.